And we are back on the live stream. My name is Daryl Prale, folks. Good to see you again. If you've been following us along this morning, then you know we've already nailed 3 amazing interviews that have been phenomenal, and they will be posted, if not already, imminently on the Enterprise Connect website. As well, we're running the Periscope. So if you're following us on Periscope, fantastic, thanks for joining us. You can see the replays by pressing play, and you're going to see some amazing content, and the parade of experts just continues. If you want to watch us live, we're actually sitting down here on the bottom level of the show. At the bottom between the 2 sets of escalators, you'll see us. Drop on by, we'd love to see you. You can give us your opinion of how well we're doing, any feedback, because that's the way we roll here. We are part of the community, and we're glad you're joining us. Next up on our docket is Terry Slattery. If you don't know Terry, then you should. He is with NetCraftsmen, and he is gonna, let's just say, rock your world with some fantastic insights right now. Terry, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, now you're with NetCraftsmen, so for our audience, perhaps give us a little bit of a background of what NetCraftsmen is all about and maybe your area of expertise.
We're a consulting company, and we have offices in the Maryland area, Baltimore, Washington area. I guess one of the ways that I like to describe the company is we're a bunch of senior network people. We've been around for many years. We've seen a lot of stuff. If you have really difficult network problems, we're the company you want to contact.
So for those hard to handle problems, these are the guys. That means they're really smart and they're experienced and they're wise, and I won't make any reference that wisdom is usually a byproduct of age. I'll just say you look fantastic.
Thank you.
All right, you are an expert on how to build and manage enterprise IP networks. We've established that. So let's talk about trends. What are the trends when it comes to making sure that real-time traffic runs well on an IP network?
I think the key factor there is understanding the technologies, understanding how the network works, and understanding the technologies, the real-time traffic, and how it runs over the network. And then you want to use that knowledge to figure out what's going on when things don't work right.
Are there certain trends you're seeing that people are running into all the time when it comes to making sure their traffic runs well, and certain issues or certain, whether it's technology, adoption, deployment, whatever?
One of the interesting new trends I'm seeing is something called software-defined WAN.
SD-WAN.
SD-WAN.
That's right.
Yes, software-defined wide area networking.
That's right. Quality of service and everything else goes with that.
Yes, it is. And one of the interesting things about that is the endpoints, the SD-WAN controllers, have all the intelligence buried in them. We've programmed it in there, and these devices are really smart about understanding what the traffic is that's moving between the 2 endpoints and picking the right path.
That's right.
It can use multiple paths, so you can have, say, broadband internet for one of the paths, you can have MPLS for another path. It figures out which traffic should go across which of the links.
That's right, because a big part of that is the MPLS is also more expensive than the software side, so you manage your costs.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. So that's
it's
phenomenal.
Basically like a really smart WAN optimizer.
That's right. All right, so that's cool. So that's a big trend. Now, the other thing we are seeing a lot, and for context, we're running around the hall when we're not on air, and if you see us approach you with a camera and a microphone, please don't run away from us. We actually want to get your opinions on what brings you to the show, and we've had great success talking to people about what is it they want to check out. The number one answer we're hearing over and over again is the cloud, all right? So cloud communications is getting to be a hot topic. That's just being reasserted over and over again. What are the biggest issues you're seeing for maintaining high performance across a hybrid cloud CPE infrastructure?
It's just making sure that you have the right connectivity, you have the right, the right carriers to get your connectivity from your CPE or from your enterprise locations to the cloud locations. Making sure it's nice and redundant, making sure you have sufficient bandwidth, making sure that you have good quality of service across those paths.
Do you see that that's maybe the biggest issue? People thought they did, and then it turned out they don't?
That and people have multiple links, and they're not managing the links. They don't have good visibility into them. And one of the interesting failures that I've seen over and over again is the first path goes down, nobody notices. 3 months later, the second path goes down, and then you have an outage.
Then they notice.
Then they notice. Exactly. And it's like, okay, so when did the first path die? Oh, it was like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so just keeping an eye on the network and understanding what's going on, even in a highly redundant topology or system, That's really important.
Fantastic. All right.
And of course, the SD-WAN stuff figures in on there too, because you can have the broadband internet low cost, and then you can have your MPLS for your higher performance or your mission critical applications, the things that are important to the business. So you can have them running across MPLS and kind of your bulk data, backups, things like that, email, running across the broadband internet.
All right, now you recently wrote a piece for No Jitter, and it was called, and I love this one, it was called, Don't Be a Network Dinosaur. So, with that as the setup, what's the best way for IT managers to avoid the fate of the dinosaur? And I'm thinking it starts with not letting the two go down, but that's an aside.
Being adaptable. I think that is probably the most important thing. So this whole thing that we've seen with software-defined networking,
Yep.
and network programmability,
Yep.
and oh my goodness, do I have to go and learn programming? Do I have to learn Python? The answer to some of that is you need to be at least aware of it and understand something about it. You may not have to be an expert, but you have to be able to talk to people who are experts, and you need to kind of speak a little bit of their language.
And if you don't do that, then
And if you don't do that, you will be a dinosaur.
You will be a dinosaur.
You better be looking at how soon do I retire.
And so for those who aren't fully sure how that story ends, the dinosaurs no longer exist. So you can connect the dots. All right, Terry, if I want to learn more about NetCraftsmen, where do I go?
NetCraftsmen.com.
It's as simple as that.
That's it.
NetCraftsmen.com, that's fantastic. Check him out. And again, Terry's working the show. Is this your first? This is not your first show.
No.
How many shows is this for you?
I think I started around 2008, so
there
eight or nine shows. Something.
We were trying
to figure that out yesterday at the reception last night.
So when you lose track of how many you've gone to, that says you've been doing this for a while, you know your stuff, and you've been around, and you're obviously successful. Check out Terry, check out NetCraftsmen, and best of all, don't be a network dinosaur. That's fantastic. Thanks, Terry. We had a lot of fun today.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned for the next one. We've got Gary Oden coming up at Delphi. He will be here soon. Don't go away. In the meantime, we'll talk to you soon. Take care.